Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're stepping in as your personal tech support to systematically diagnose and, more importantly, fix that sluggish smartphone of yours. We're not just going to guess what's wrong here, we're using a highly structured triage protocol to get your device running like it's fresh out of the box. So let's get right into it.
Okay, here's our game plan for today. We'll start by diagnosing your device lag, move on to some quick performance wins, reveal a secret speed tweak, talk about cooling down an overheating phone, and finally, we'll cover the nuclear reset options.
Part 1. Diagnosing your device lag and pinpointing the absolute root cause of the problem. You know the feeling, right? Your phone freezes, total panic sets in, and you immediately think, well, it's dead forever. But hold on. Asking whether it's time to actually upgrade or just tune up is the crucial first step to saving yourself hundreds of dollars. Before assuming you need a brand new phone, we really need to know exactly what kind of failure we're dealing with.
So look at the distinct difference between these two types of failures. On one hand, if your phone starts acting up right after an OS update, or say it just freezes whenever you load one specific app, it's highly likely a software issue. And good news, we can absolutely fix that today. But on the other hand, if your screen is completely unresponsive, the battery literally drains from 100 to 0 in a flash, or there is zero sound coming out of those speakers, well, you might be looking at failing hardware components like a dead sound chip or a severely degraded battery.
Now, if you suspect a rogue app is the culprit behind your software lag, booting into safe mode is your best diagnostic tool. As you can see on the screen, you just press and hold your power button and then do a long, natural tap, just tap and hold, on the power off icon. This pops up a prompt to reboot into safe mode, which temporarily disables all third-party apps. It's a fantastic way to see if the core phone itself is the actual problem. Moving right along to part 2, quick performance wins. This is the low-hanging fruit of phone optimization. The absolutely crucial point to remember here is that your phone is, at the end of the day, a computer. Simply giving it a good old reboot clears out that temporary system memory. Also, swiping away those RAM-hogging background apps, like heavy games or endless social media feeds, and clearing out old files to keep at least 20% of your storage free, that is going to solve a massive majority of your stuttering issues. Seriously, low storage is actually one of the biggest, sneakiest causes of lag on modern devices. Let's say one specific app is dragging your whole system down. Clearing its cache removes all those bloated, corrupted, temporary files. Follow along as we navigate the Clean Settings menu here. Just dive into Settings, smooth scroll down, and tap on Apps. Pick the offending app, tap Storage, and hit that Clear Cache option, right there where the red circle is highlighting it. I really want to emphasize this next point because, honestly, people get incredibly nervous about doing this. Clearing the cache is totally 100% safe. It will absolutely not delete your photos, your text messages, or your saved login credentials. Think of it as just taking out the digital trash. It simply clears out the temporary clutter. Okay, Section 3, the secret speed tweak. We're unlocking developer-level responsiveness here. This is where things get fun. To do this, you actually have to go into the About Phone menu and literally tap the build number 7 times. It's kind of like a secret knock. Once you've done that, you unlock a hidden menu called Developer Options, which gives you some really deep system-level controls. So, once you're inside Developer Options, smoothly scroll down until you hit the Drawing or Animation section. You're going to find 3 specific settings: Window Animation Scale, Transition Animation Scale, and Animator Duration Scale. What you want to do is change all 3 of these from the default 1x down to exactly 0.5x. Now, what's so fascinating about this little trick is that dropping the scale to 0.5 doesn't actually overclock your processor or anything crazy like that. What it does is physically cut the user interface animation time in half. You see, Android uses animations to kind of mask loading times, but modern phones are usually way faster than the default animation allows. So slashing it to 0.5 gives you this massive boost in perceived speed without completely breaking the smooth visual flow of the OS. It's a total game changer. Next up is Section 4, Cooling and Overheating Phone. This is your emergency triage for a thermal crisis. All right, if you find yourself in a genuine thermal crisis, like the phone is physically hot to the touch, you need to act fast. Immediately cut off the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and cellular radios by toggling airplane mode. This stops those radios from desperately searching for signals. Next, take off your phone case so the trapped heat can actually escape. And ideally, just power the device down completely for a solid 5 to 10 minutes. Now, a quick word of warning when dealing with extreme heat. Please never put a hot phone in the fridge or the freezer. I know, it sounds like a quick fix, but that sudden temperature drop causes internal condensation, which will short circuit and basically destroy the internal components. Also, playing heavy graphical games while the phone is plugged in, that is a guaranteed recipe for rapid battery degradation due to the excess heat. Oh, and always stick to original or certified chargers. Context really matters when diagnosing heat. Look, it's completely normal for a phone to get quite warm while you're running intensive games or using a fast charger. But, and this is a big but, if your phone is just sitting idle on a desk doing absolutely nothing and it's burning up while the battery drains in a matter of minutes, that is a severe warning sign. This almost always points to a failing physical battery or a rogue background process that's trapped in an endless loop. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, the nuclear reset options. These are our absolute last resorts for persistent software corruption. Before you even think about hitting that reset button, you absolutely must complete these 3 prep steps. First, back up all your data to the cloud or PC. Second, ensure that battery is fully charged so it doesn't die mid-wipe. And third, this is absolutely crucial. Remove your Google or iCloud accounts from the settings first. If you skip this, you might trigger factory reset protection, which is a security feature that could literally permanently lock you out of your own device if you forget your exact login details. Nobody wants that. Okay, so if your screen is still responding to your natural finger taps, this is the cleanest way to wipe the phone. You'll just open Settings, tap General Management or System, depending on your phone, hit Reset Options, and finally select Erase All Data. This strips everything away and brings the software back to the exact pristine state it was in when you first took it out of the box. But what if your screen is completely frozen? Or worse, it's stuck in an endless loop on the boot logo? Well, in that case, you have to bypass the operating system entirely. To do this, turn the phone off, plug it into a computer, and use specific hardware button combos, like holding volume up and the power button, to force the phone into Android recovery mode. From there, you just use the physical volume keys to navigate down to Wipe Data Factory Reset and use the power button to select it. Now, I literally cannot stress this enough. Unlike clearing the cache that we talked about earlier, a factory reset is a total, irreversible wipe of your personal files. It destroys everything. All your user data, photos, settings, apps, gone. But because it wipes the slate entirely clean, it is incredibly effective at clearing out those deeply rooted software bugs, corrupted APFS containers, and misconfigured settings that literally nothing else can fix. So it all comes down to this. Are you managing your phone's performance, or is your phone managing you? By understanding these structured diagnostic steps, mastering those quick software fixes, applying smart developer tweaks, and knowing exactly how to execute those deep reset options, you completely regain control. You never have to be at the mercy of a lagging, overheating device ever again. Apply what you've learned from this explainer today and get back to enjoying a snappy, fully optimized smartphone.